Nigeria's finances. That story is on page 5. We will run NNPP in a transparent manner. Kida, board chairman, says that Nigeria's economy, bigger but less productive, industrialized, and that's coming from MAN. Moving on to the back page where we have some of the sports stories. Adamawa United coach laments home draw, trophies, not goals. Key to fulfilling Ballon d'Or ambition, and that's coming from Kane. Okay. And on the back page, we have Osimhen battles Hakimi, Salah for CAF award. NPFL, wiki tourist stun Eyimba in Aba. World Cup qualifier, Kane brace sinks Albania. And lastly, supposed to be lastly, I'm surprised we don't have that here. Nigeria did not qualify for the World Cup. It was indeed a very tragic loss, We were painful one.
We always want to qualify.
We always want to qualify.
Yeah.
And of course, seeing, although yesterday, there were a lot of backlash and, there were complaints that the guys did not really play as they were expected to play.
Something must have gone wrong.
Something must have gone wrong. And of course, there were also reports that, those that were supposed to start the match, they were not placed there on time. It's indeed a very tragic loss.
Well, unfortunately, we're in a confused state, and we need to get our acts back.
We need to.
Yes, we need to.
And that's all I have on the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Over to you, Jadesola.
All right, of course, we'll begin with, from here, the Vanguard newspaper with some stories. The major story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper says, as bank profits rebound to 2.5 trillion naira, manufacturers shun bank loan over high interest rates. Loan with some riders, loan book size drops 20.4%, finance costs decline 52.8%, sectors decline, sectors delinking from real economy, worrisome trend that's coming from Muda Yusuf. A bank's income may fall below expectation, that's coming from Adore. This is a fragile recovery, that's coming from Egbomeade. All right, we'll go on a commercial break. And when we come back from this commercial break, we'll take more stories from the Vanguard newspaper. Stay with us. Don't go away.
When malaria knocks you down, you can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys.
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria. Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on. Malaria gone.
Thank you for staying tuned. It's still AM120 on the Broadcasting Corporation of your state. We'll take more stories from the Vanguard newspaper. Tinubu to appoint ambassadors soon. That's coming from the presidency with, of course, the stories on page 8. Electricity worker training nationwide shut down. Imo transmission incident. A dispute, not abduction. That's coming from the police. All right, UK to allow Nigerians, other foreign students switch to innovator founder visa. That story is on page 9. Our economy, why Nigerian youths in diaspora are returning home. The story is on page 7. Thank God. All right, other stories there this morning. Convention of Controversies. The story is on page 5. How Turaki emerge as PDP national chairman. Some writers there, era of impunity in PDP gone. That's coming from Turaki. And of course, to save PDP is to save Nigeria's democracy. That's coming from Olawekpo Hashim. All right, other story. FG targets 160 billion naira from with production. The story is on page 8. Why not North remains backward despite vast talent. That's coming from Governor Sonny. Sanwo-Olu's eightfold move to divert focus from Apapa, Tinkan Island Port. Story is on page 10. Negotiation role. I led 600 bandits to surrender. That's coming from Gumi. And of course, we go to some other stories that made the headline inside the headline stories. All right, we're on page 4. Our opposition can stun Tinubu. APC in 2027, that's coming from Nosa Akpasi. Right, the story's on page 4. All right, we go to all the pages there this morning. On page 6, Urima allegedly trailed in Abuja. Baba Ijesha not cleared by a court, and that's coming from Lagos Attorney General. X-Men bandits kill 3 in Benue. Ondo SDP governorship candidate was murdered. That's according to autopsy report. Yetlewa Plateau attacks. DSS arrest major arms supplier. NDLEA arrests drug baron. Seizes drug, had currency. Those stories are on page 6. On page 7, economy, why Nigerian youths in diaspora are returning home. Why when somebody gives you a lift in their car, don't be greeting people through the window. That behavior consumes well a lot. All right, that's on the soft cut part of page 7. All right, of course, husband and wife went for divorce at court. Judge, you have 3 kids. How will you divide them? They had long discussion with his wife and said, okay, sir, we will come next year with one more, and then they can divide the kids. That's on the, of course, softer note. All right, let's go to all the pages there this morning. And you have the story, alleged illegal suspension, fresh illegal battle, Rock Zamfara APC. On page 9, we have some stories there. Border governance, NIS, IOM, deepen strategy collaboration. All right, on page 10, court freezes plural all account over alleged debts. Right, we have some other stories there. Without financial autonomy, judicial independence is compromised. That's coming from NBA. Missing 3 trillion naira funds. Serap gives CBN 7 days ultimatum. ADC threatening to sue Abaribe over alleged interference. That story is on page 11. Enugu showcases game digital reform revenue drive. Imo State, and telecommunication push to boost digital future. Ebonyi unveils plan to stop building clubs. Champion, let me go to other stories. The Abia nullifies certificate of occupancy of Abia Hotel. Anambra Solido's victory, a triumph of trust. That's coming from Mayor. All right, we'll go on a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll take a few more stories. Thank you for staying tuned.
Dilo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. So, no need to add milk for that rich, creamy cup, which helps to nourish your kids.
Supramalt Multivitamin Junior.
Ready for school? Yes! My champs, they use energy at school. I know because imagine the energy they may have used up to return home this transform every day.
Your champs need nourishing energy. Give them Billow at breakfast.
It has nutrients that support energy release to help champs get the most out of their active days.
All right, welcome back. We'll take some sports stories from the Vanguard Sports. Aseme wants Lukman at Galatasaray. All right, drama as Ireland seal World Cup playoff sport. Ben Sini, the Hausa University tops medal table as 27th inaugural event wraps up in Jos. Oshodiri elect as ITTF Executive Vice President. Ademola Lukman wins Goal of the Month award. All right, all the stories there. Fernande and Neves score hat-trick to smash Armenia 9-1 to qualify for 2026 World Cup. All right, Morocco at last lines surpass Spain's mark to claim longest winning streak. All right, on the back page, you have 2026 World Cup. Nigeria 4-3 Congo DR pain as Nigeria pays the penalty. Osame wants Lukman at Galatasaray. All right, Fernando's never. Okay, I've taken that. Ademola Lukman win Goal of the Month. All right, that's as much as we have from the Vanguard newspaper of this morning. We'll go on a break. I will be giving you weather report and then we'll take you through our interview segment. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. It's still AM120 on the Broadcasting Corporation of your state. Of course, this morning we'll be looking at what we call PDP Convention and Overview. That's what we're looking at this morning, of course, in our interview segment. You will recall that the 2025 National Convention of the People's Democratic Party officially opened at the Lake Salami Stadium at Almasingba, Ibadan. Of course, it had a lot of colorful display, and of course began with some traditional activities and went on to begin the convention proper. Several issues came up: expulsion or suspension of some members. For one of the members, for me, was a birthday gift. It was a bad birthday gift. And
I mean, you wouldn't really say a bad one because you really cannot even tell what the person's or what his intention is also. And I think it's the part of the highlight of the convention.
Yeah,
the expulsion, and it's been, we've not heard from Wiki. We've not heard.
No,
from
Wiki spoke. I heard Wiki had a TV interview. I heard, Wiki spoke a lot.
I listened to Ayanwu's interview yesterday also, and he also said a lot, and he said, no one can stop him. But let's not
preempt the situation, of course, but we have to delve into it properly. And so to look
I'm
at
sure so many things, so
played
many
out.
drama is going to play out over the course of the week.
No, it started already. So it's just.
No, I'm saying, of course, their reaction, based on the expulsion and of course the activities. Let's also not forget the court order. But let's not do
that's why I said it already started.
Let's bring in our guest.
All right, so I guess this morning, Mr. Debimpe Adelowo Esquire is a legal practitioner. He'll be looking at the PDP convention this morning. You're welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Let's begin with the PDP convention. Would you say there were illegalities in this just concluded convention?
I will not say there is illegality. Yes, I won't say that.
Let's hear from you.
Because there are different dimensions to the situations. And we know that several parties have gone to court to challenge or to stop the conventions. But we can discover that at the tail end, that eve of that convention, the Ibadan High Court, Oyo State High Court, extend the order earlier given, that the convention should go on. So that one alone sustained whatever they did on Saturday.
Let's look at it. Ibadan Court sustained the commencement of that convention.
Yes.
But before that, the Federal High Court.
It doesn't matter whether it's Federal High Court or what. They are court of coordinated jurisdiction. They have the same equal,
But don't you think there's confusion in the judiciary?
There is no confusion.
So what is it?
What happened is this. When we have all high courts, whether for FCT High Court, Federal High Court, State High Court, under our constitution, they are court of coordinated jurisdiction. That they have the same power to adjudicate over whatever matter brought before them. Now, the issue is this. None of them can give any binding verdicts upon one another. Yes. And we should.
So they stand alone?
They stand alone.
And they would be responsible for whatever decision they take?
Exactly.
Oh.
So the only thing that can undo whatever three of them have done is Court of Appeal.
Oh, and then the Supreme Court can do what
every other thing can.
Now, so we have seen that played out. You have told us, look, there is no illegality in what any court has done. They have only addressed the issue brought before them. And, of course, based on their discretion, put forward, answers to questions. Now, let's look at the convention. Some of the party members backed out for their own reasons. Oh, I cannot be part of it since the Federal High Court said this, and the convention was held. And lo and behold, Wike, Fayose, Ayanwu, and some others were suspended from the party. This is another step taken. One would have thought that in coming together of the PDP, they would have used this opportunity of the convention to resolve their issues, to work as one family, rather than sending some of the party members away.
You see, the convention is the highest organ of any political party, and whatever done within that frame is what we call law within that party, and is final and binding. Now, part of power law convention is to rectify whether previous decision, to expel if need be. And if you are talking about this on the moral angle, you say, oh, I think they should use that convention as to be a solemn assembly whereby they reflect over what has been levied the PDP and then redress or remedy what have you. But you know that you can't just leave, you can't just allow indiscipline within an organization. The part of consequence of indiscipline is what we just saw played out on Saturday, and is long overdue, if I must tell you. Whatever any of those guys expelled done in the past, it was against the spirit of the constitution of the party, whereby they've worked against the party. All of them, they've never retraced their step back to the party. You remember even our governor here was part of the G5 who worked against the party. That one alone is anti-party activity.
Allegedly worked against the party.
No, not allegedly. It's obvious. It's at the public domain that they rejected. You can't be so big than
but you would also agree with me that they didn't just take that decision in isolation. They had dialogue. They had conversations. And part of their, their grasp was the fact that you can't have, the chairman of a party from a zone.
I've said it earlier.
Okay.
Whatever convention does, and that is what binds on every member. Whoever emerged as a presidential candidate of PDP then was not at the corner of the parlor. It was done in the public.
Okay, let's go on this commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue with the conversation. Stay with us, don't go away.
My champs, they use energy at school. I know because imagine the energy they may have used up to return home this transform every day.
Your champs need nourishing energy. Give them Billow at breakfast.
It has nutrients that support energy release to help champs get the most out of their active days.
Thank you very much for staying with us. Still talking about the PDP convention and, looking at everything that played out during the convention. We talked about the expulsion, and you were saying it was long overdue. Looking at how they all played against the party, the ideologies of the party and the likes. Listening to Ayan, who also talk about the expulsion. He said no one can expel him, and he's not even accepting the expulsion. But can it be contended?
He can go to court if there's any breach in the process of expelling him. He can go to court and challenge it. That one is, at least, that is the purpose of court. Purpose of court is to protect whatever constitution, whether constitutions of an organization or constitutions of the land, and what have you. So if they are free aggrieved, it's not about going mobilizing thugs to go and attack the national headquarters. It's about going to court and then express your rights there. So they have every right under the constitution to go and challenge their expulsion in court. If it will stand, if it will not stand, then the court will say that.
Okay, let's still take it back to the legality of the convention now. Talking of the legal pronouncement and the counter legal pronouncement. What is the legal implication, of the party still holding, the convention despite conflicting court orders?
No, you see, the court order is very clear. And none of the party took it upon themselves to go and challenge whatever order in the Court of Appeal. I don't know whether you observed that. Even the first judgment by Omotocho, the structure of the party that was affected didn't go to Court of Appeal to appeal that judgment. Another one came from Oyo State High Court, Oyo State High Court, and the other party that are affected by that verdict of Oyo State High Court didn't also take steps to challenge it. And the third one by the FCT, you see, let me tell you, that's the politics at play. And we should not even give sympathy to whoever, whether party A or party B. They're all playing politics within their sphere and how they feel that they can play it. What is playing out is not anything about law at all. Individual only flexing muscle. They want to use their influence to ensure that their interest is being entrenched and established. And that is what we have seen. Now, coming back to issue of court. As at Friday, there is a subsisting order that permits that the convention. And nobody has challenged it in a higher court, in the Court of Appeal. So that order alone sustained. Make it legal. It is only Court of Appeal can now intervene and then say otherwise. So until when Court of Appeal intervene, we'll still see that convention as legal and legitimate until Court of Appeal intervene, because you can't be cherry picking whether this one you are going to obey and the other. Now, many people are putting a lot of argument that the INEC didn't observe, didn't come to observe. No, their role there is discretionary. Their role as INEC is discretionary. It's not on something that is mandatory or we give effect to anything.
No,
they are regulator.
When you say their role is discretionary,
yes.
What do you mean by that?
Is that their presence there does not add anything. Whether to give it a legitimate or not.
But it talks of the legitimacy of the chairman of the party.
The chairman
and that is where INEC comes in.
You see, the legitimacy of the chairman of the party, as at then, PDP had a valid chairman of the party, who is Damagun. And nobody has removed his name. Even the regulator, INEC, has not done anything contrary to that. So, by the time they were going to a convention, they have their NWC and then the NEC intact. Some, it's not necessary that the entire NEC, entire National Executive Council would agree or approve. But you know the majority will always have their say. And that is it.
But with the new chairman elected, the PDP, and INEC not being on ground to monitor the event, do you think the new chairman would be recognized or accepted?
I said it's not necessarily for INEC to monitor it. It's not necessary. Even court has already pronounced it.
But the acceptance of the new chairman...
Let me put it this way. INEC is a regulator. Even before these guys went to court, INEC supposed to, come up with their own clear directions. It's supposed to be the decisions of INEC that we take to the court, not the way these people are going about it. Now, if I said the role of INEC is discretionary, what I mean is that whether INEC present are to monitor or not, it doesn't affect the acceptability of outcome of that convention. The only thing is this: if there is any superior court order, maybe from Court of Appeal, that say INEC should not accept the outcome, then that will stand.
Now, let me quickly call your attention to this, that even the Federal High Court had restrained INEC from supervising monitoring and recognizing any convention conducted by the PDP without including the name of Lamido.
That is the
plain, yes, as a contestant. How about that? The judge held that evidence before the court established that Lamido was denied the opportunity to obtain a nomination form to contest for the position of national chairman of the party.
I've mentioned that one earlier. That only the recent order of the court was the one that obtained in Ibadan.
It came after the one in
an FCT. You remember that on Friday, the Justice Eli Akintola extended the previous order to give validation to commencement of that convention, and that's subsisting today.
No, the point I'm making is the issue of INEC that was mentioned earlier. That it does not matter, but the court of competence, same jurisdiction.
You see, when you are talking,
are you saying that statement of the court is belated?
Let me tell you this: the order I'm referring to here in Ibadan also compel INEC to attend.
Yes.
I don't know whether you get that.
Yes.
Now, whether INEC attend or not, if the process by which they've organized that convention is legal, then.
But does the state high court have the jurisdiction
to
sit on the matter?
Of course.
It does.
It does. That's why even FCT, is also like a state high court. It does. You know why? The party involved, they are individual.
Now, let's go to the convention itself.
Yeah.
Yes, we have had, of course, we'll still go back to it from time to time. Let's look at the convention itself. How would you describe the convention? We had some governors that did not attend. Even our neighbor here, Governor Adeleke.
You see, the attendance in the convention is a matter of choice.
Okay.
It's not something mandatory. If you're a delegate and you state you opted out, for whatever reasons, that does not affect the outcome of the conventions.
Okay, let's quickly pay some bills. Let's go on a break. And when we come back, of course, we'll take more conversation along the PDP National Convention held in Ibadan. Stay with us. Don't go away.
Some say learning is fun, but as a mom, I see how demanding it can be for my child. That's why I ensure he starts every day with a cup of Bonvita. Bonvita. Prepare them to win every day.
Back, still AM120 on the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. Our guest, Mr. Adebimpe Adelowo, who's an Esquire and a legal practitioner, is still here with us, looking at the overview of the PDP just concluded convention. And before we went on that break, we're talking about the attendance, and you made it outrightly clear that, look, it doesn't matter. What matters is a matter of choice for delegate to attend.
To attend.
Now, do you foresee that this convention would may or mark the PDP in the coming days?
It goes, the decision, the future decisions of the court, we really give directions, whether it will make or mar the PDP existence. But one thing we need to get clear here is that we should not try to marry law with whatever politicians are doing, because politicians always find their way. On the moral ground, we may say whatever they did during that convention is maybe morally wrong, because that is how the politicians normally play their role. But what law says is what should be our concern. Now, if law has been breached, violated, it shows that we have a problem that needed to be addressed. The problem we are seeing in ADM PDP is not the PDP problem alone. It will critically affect fundamentally affect the democracy we are celebrating that we are having. Because If political party could not manage their affairs, then where is democracy then?
Okay. Still talking about the issue of governors that did not attend. I was not surprised when I didn't see Governor Fubara.
Definitely, he has not been part of the activities.
Yeah, he wants some peace, fresh air.
Fresh air.
So he needed to stay back, as you know, we're zooming. However, the governor, another governor who was elected under the PDP, is the governor of Taraba State, Agbo Kefas. He didn't also show up.
No, that has already opted out since, because his body language is moving to another political party.
Why? Because of the crisis within the PDP?
It's not because of the crisis.
Do you think PDP will survive this crisis? PDP has survived many crises.
You see, what do you mean by survivor? What do we mean by survivor? If PDP didn't win elections in the forthcoming election at 2027, that does not mean that PDP will not survive it. Because some people later on may still pick, you know, the kind of politics we are playing in Nigeria. Our political system is a way that you can just, for instance, you go around here, you don't build house, but you have your money. What do? You go and buy. And that is what is playing out in politics, political system of our Nigeria. You understand? People do not have ideology to follow. When it's convenient for them, they will look at which platform we want to use, at least to pursue particular ambition. So PDP many people may be, stay away from PDP today. Since INEC will not remove that name from their register. So sometimes later, certain people, the remnants, may put at heart together in order to revive and invite others who are also interested in building that party. I don't believe in that. But politically, politically now, as we are approaching 2027, PDP is maybe we will say is dead.
But with this convention,
are you also confirming that statement?
As we are approaching, when you are talking about survivor is another thing. You understand? Survivor is, I say politically, in contesting for any post in 2027, it looks and seems that PDP is dead.
You think it cannot be revived before 2027?
Whatever you do, revive, that certain people will still use that platform and they will win election, maybe based on their personality. That does not mean that they still have what it takes to constitute maybe the strong opposition to any.
Now, when you make such statements, that PDP is dead, based on what you said, what are those indications that made you say so? Or what are those things exactly that we are meant to see in the party that we no longer see as to what we used to have? But before you answer that question, we have a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Wakes you up in the morning. Is it the sunrise? Is it the alarm? No. It's your dream that wakes you every day. It's what drives you like a powerful engine. That's why you start strong every day with a rich, creamy taste of Nescafe Original 3-in-1. Carefully crafted from selected coffee beans. You are on your hustle and you won't stop until you succeed. Start strong. Finish strong.
All right, thank you very much for staying with us. Still talking about having an overview of the PDP convention that was held over the weekend. And you said PDP is dead. And I was asking, what made you say so? What are those things, we are seeing that made you, make such statement about the party?
You see, you can dead to so many things. Let me say this. If you are preparing for 2027 election, which has been the major activities of any political party in Nigeria, governance, good governance, what have you, may not be the interest of politics, but winning elections. And when you are approaching election year and you are in tatter, your house, you cannot put your house in order. You see, a religious book says a house that stand, if a house stand against itself, divided against itself, it cannot stand. There you can see a lot of controversy that emanated from this convention, even before the convention, during the conventions, even within such convention, you see some governor stayed out from certain decisions. That does not, they are staying away or being indifferent to that decision that does not affect that decision as a whole. But what I'm saying is this: if you find some government still stay loud, they've come, they've attended, then at a point, they just excuse themselves from whatever that is happening. You know that there is a problem somewhere. And most of their National Assembly members were not even around to attend. The minority leader, Abba Moro, was not there. Who should be the spokesperson, the mouthpiece of PDP and even National Assembly to push for more reforms by which can strengthen the political party to become viable and to build a kind of democracy we have. Such fellow was not in attendance. Only few were found in attendance.
Now looking at 2027, which strong opposition do you think we have in Nigeria?
We have ADC.
Is it a strong opposition?
Yes, we have
stronger
ADC.
than the PDP?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, so suddenly PDP is no longer a strong
no longer
opposition?
stronger opposition. Don't mind whether they have few governors around now, at least.
What makes ADC stronger?
I'm coming. In National Assembly now, the ranks of PDP has already been depleted. In fact, APC has a clear majority. Whatever law they want to give Nigeria now, truly yours, whether good or bad, definitely it will say true. So, based on the party affiliations, you see many senators, many House of Assembly members, many states, even they come to APC. Now, by the virtue of election and occupations of political offices, many people will still call PDP opposition. Yes, on paper. But in their activities, they are no longer opposition. You know why? They have many crises that are surrounding that party, that's distracting them from their usual role of being an opposition. How many times do you hear PDP opposing any government policies again? Only voice that you continue to hear now is ADC. And as a build-up to 2027, you will discover that many people have moved away from PDP already. And some of them will find a platform, solace, the refuge at ADC to contest and probably win the election.
We have also seen a lot of defections, happening in the past few months. But looking at the outcome of this convention now, and based on what you said, PDP is not focusing on the policies of the government anymore, but solely facing the crisis of the party. Now, looking at the outcome of the convention, the expulsion, the new chairman, and every other decisions that were made during the convention, do you think PDP right now would be working towards the 2027 general elections?
They will pretend that they are working towards.
Pretend?
Yes, now. Of course, they will not tell you that they are dead. They will not tell you that they have crisis, especially those who...
But the expulsion, clearly stated, it stated that they were expelled because of anti-party activity.
Yes.
Now, let's assume these are the people causing the crisis in the party. Now they've been expelled. Do you think PDP still has, that strong standing politically as an opposition party?
Let me tell you how it works in Nigeria politics. All those people that are expelled, they have their full soldier within the PDP, and they will continue to cause trouble. They will not leave. They will not leave. They will continue to foment troubles in order to ensure that whatever decision they made during the conventions do not stand. And that is, you see, when you are battling with internal crisis, it's very difficult for you to manage whatever with your external affairs. The external affairs of a political party is election. And they won't manage, of course. How do you see them provide any directions to whoever want to contest on that platform?
Now, if the seed of discord has been sown in virtually all opposition parties in Nigeria, does it mean we are looking at a one-party state?
It's looking like that because of the kind of politics we are playing. And it's very unfortunate we have this kind of, this caliber of people, this character at the helms of affair. Especially the man we call our president. Everybody thought he is a Democrat. A Democrat will not allow things to go the way it's going.
He can't interfere with other political
parties. He can't, but he can marshal policies using his intervention, not in political parties, you understand? But he can marshal policies that can stabilize our political system, whereby each political party, you understand, will be strong, at least to give dividends of democracy to people whenever they